Alright, what's up everybody? It's Lids and we're back for some more Witcher, and last time we became professional poker players and we also fended off 99% of Salamandra, at least with their most recent outpost that we heard about. And those guys over there are the ones that we have left. We managed to take out almost all of this very large settlement here using our little power plant friend who was a little ways back. Except the only thing is we now have the leader and a mage. Oh, and we just attracted their attention. Alright, so here is the leader. Oh, I was hoping we might just barely manage to only get him and not attract the mage's attention, which would have been amazing. Also, I can't see myself at the moment, which is a little concern. Oh, you created one of these things that we saw. Uh-oh. It's not a corner in which we want to find ourselves, apparently. Okay. Mistakes have already been made. We are currently burning, and I tried to just use a sign, and nothing happened. So that doesn't bode well. Whoa! You deal a crazy amount of damage, and I think we're about to die. But we learned some things. Namely, expect to encounter one of these guys again. You deal a crazy amount of damage, and you are more than capable of peppering us with spells from far away. So, let's try this one again real quick. Great way to warm up after not having played The Witcher yet today. Let's go straight into a boss fight, right? Is it a mini-boss? Yeah, maybe. But it's a tough one, it looks like. So let's maybe take a quick look at, do we have anything potion-wise that might bail us out here? Maximum endurance, yeah, a little bit helpful, but probably not a game changer in and of itself. Other than that, I think we mostly, not really the problem. We used all of our explosives in that previous go-round? I think we may have. So unfortunately, I don't think we have many tricks up our sleeve this time around. Now, what are we going to do differently this time? I'm not going to run into that corner and attempt to squeeze through, because apparently that is not possible. Also going to try to isolate the mage and the melee guy a little more successfully than we did just then. Okay. Which I'm immediately going to fail at doing. And just stand there and get hit by this guy. We did make the fire dude. It's like, can we deliberately retreat a bit here and separate you guys out a bit?
You'll die, fool!
Maybe, but you are dead. Now let's target the... Well, no, we have the mage separated, so I think we want to keep it that way. However, this guy does warrant a silver sword, I believe. So, this is a good opportunity to swap, now that we no longer have the human boss. And if we keep this guy on the defensive here, it seems like we can do a pretty good job. I did go too quickly on that one. I don't remember if you explode into flames or anything like that. Okay. Now, Salamander Mage, quite frankly, might be able to make another one of those guys right off the bat. So I think we want to make sure that we're quick about this. Take you out before you can do anything special. And you have been sliced to pieces. Okay. I think we have successfully cleared out this camp. Let's loot the leader on the assumption that he will have some nice things for us. Namely, some illegal swords and things of that sort. But also some encrypted documents. Royal letter of safe con. Ooh, that also sounds good. Okay. Give me all those things. We see Luvarden again? That may be. Captured Salamander documents. Nice. Take some of the valuable plants while we're at it too, in case there are any more of those. And you guys are pretty simple, I think. Okay, let me save here. Because we know that there is the power plant two of them actually, directly on the other side here. And seeing as how they killed 90% of the Salamandra enemies here, I think we know that they're actually the things that should take credit for this victory, and not so much us. So, I could see a future in which I'm like, yeah, we did it! And then I just run back and manage to instantly get myself killed to these guys. One right here. I did kind of want to see if we could stop by the tower real quick. Which I thought was over here, but I may have just run past it. I think I did. Kinda, sorta. I go more this way. I see you guys. Yes, I know. There's another power plant. I know. You're gonna hurt me. I know. Already not at full HP, but I kind of want to go in here, but you're not gonna let me because I'm technically in a fight right now. It's just you, then we can take you. I think. Maybe. Maybe not. That definitely helps. Alright, you're only gonna give us this guy? We go in now? Hulkstein is still in here, I wonder? Hulkstein, did you do that? What the heck?
Yes?
Have any explanation for all that stuff?
How goes your research?
I've a new theory. A milestone in alchemy. Everything is composed of particles so small they can't be seen.
That's madness.
They're constantly moving and acting upon each other. I have yet to confirm it, but I'm working on it.
Complete madness.
Maybe you can tell me about this later.
Yes?
Okay. We could sleep off the pain here, but I'm curious if you have anything useful that might be new to us. The kiss? Secret stone from Caramel, It's formulate for potions? I mean, that would be nice, although I'm eyeing our coin total right now and realizing that we are oh so close to being able to purchase the really nice chest plate. And I'm thinking that, especially if we can loot a few things here, probably be in good shape to get that done. Do that for good measure. Okay. Where can this take us again? Also, where exactly do we want to go? Halcyon, are you going in with us? And go to his laboratory. I think Triss's laboratory is really the best place for us at the moment. If there were a location we could teleport to in the temple quarter, that would be oh, well, Kalkstein's laboratory would be that one. Okay, maybe we should have gone there in hindsight. I was thinking, well, we just talked to Kalkstein himself. Surely there isn't anything we'd want to do at his laboratory that we couldn't just do by talking to him. Also, the ominous music. I know this is, like, technically our home and everything, but doesn't exactly make me feel welcome at the moment. Chris and or Alvin still here. Also, it's probably midnight. It is 1 a.m. Chris, where are you? You're not here at 1 a.m. I don't know. Okay, so... Oh, we did complete this little side quest here for Vasca. That might be worth heading back to the swamp area for that. Then, other main quests, yeah. Talk to Luvarden, talk to Vasca. Okay, so we need to talk to her for one of the main quests as well. So yeah, we definitely should head back that way. I thought we were done with some of these contracts here. Elorad? I think that is. Someone over here? Wait. Why is the trade quarter map all black? Unexplored? It's gonna reveal itself to us at night? Or once we actually step out? Or is it actually... Okay, yeah. We're just inside. It was throwing me for a bit of a loop there. Wondering if maybe was that, for whatever reason, explore it during the day, but that doesn't carry over. I also am going in the opposite direction I'm supposed to go. In my defense, I saw a pretty flower that I wanted to pick. It was just calling my name. Couldn't say no. I just ignore the crying baby sounds. Maybe soft enough that you can't hear it, but I swear! There are people in need of our services. And by that, I mean I'm going to ignore the monster that just showed up directly behind me.
Semper Fi!
And let these guys do all the tough work for us. And or swap over to the sword that we're actually supposed to use in this circumstance. May have just hit a guard. Generally is not a good thing to do. I think we have them outnumbered. Also, I can't even hit the guy. Absolutely hit the guards there.
Wouldn't mind a drink?
We're good here.
Things ship shape.
I'm sure you do. Okay. The actual place. Oh, really? Right by where you were, your friends? We're not even done yet. Fighting the old guys and new guys coming up. Still don't think we technically have the knowledge to harvest all the materials that we want to harvest from these guys when we take them out. Eat them properly. I don't think. Might be this piece here, but I thought I saw that we didn't get it from one of them. Makes me a little suspicious. There you are. They are also absolutely everywhere. They're like the new drowners. Which I suppose were in many ways the new bar guests. Each zone just kind of seems to have its own standard enemies. And this will be the standard enemy of this area. We're supposed to go here. It's you? Question mark? Yeah. Guy across the street. Oh, you're the person who I basically said is a phony. I'm sure you love me right now.
Who exactly are you?
I'm a count. If you've not heard the name DeWitt, you must be a simpleton.
Thank you.
Interested in anything besides politics?
Impertinent question, but I'll answer. I enjoy poker as a mental exercise.
Oh,
I know that
do you
game.
now?
So I've heard. We could play sometime.
I'll consider it.
You'll find me here.
Fine. Whoa! Yeah, he's definitely a professional, because this is higher stakes than we are used to playing. But we're totally fine, right? Yeah, there's no problem. No problem with that. No problem with that at all, really. Did get 2 pair. But, our full house is of higher value anyway, so, get bedded out of here. Granted, that's just for the first round, so if we lose on the second round, then we are kind of toast. We just put a lot of money on this one. And pair of 2s is not exactly fantastic. Especially when he got 2 pair. Of 4s and 5s, no less, which basically means we need to re-roll entirely. Because our 2s, well, I mean, if we got a full house, we would still beat him. But the 2s are lower than his 4s and lower than his 5s, so it's not like we could get a 2 pair ourselves and still beat him. So, yikes. May have gotten a little ahead of ourselves on that first round there, so I'm not going to bet anything additional this time round, because we already might have gotten ourselves in a little bit above our heads. Question is, we go for the full house and just reroll these, or do we reroll everything and go for broke? And quite frankly, we might need to go for broke. Well, I don't know. The math is too hard to work out in my head. Might be that the other way around is actually better. Well, we did get 2 pair. Not as good as his. And he's not going to be an idiot and re-roll his already winning set. Okay. For all the marbles. And a lot of coins. Pair of 3s is not fantastic. He also has a pair of 3s. Yikes. Okay. Not gonna bet anything else, because again, we've already put a lot on the line here. And it is basically all coming down to this final roll where I'll hold on to our pair of 3s, and we'll really hope that this roll beats whatever he gets. And we did get triple 3s, so that is something. It is better than what we had before. He also got triple 3s. What? Did he beat us on high? So, like, basically, what happened was we both had triple 3s, so we had what was essentially a tie, and in that case, the tiebreaker is whatever your next highest number is, which usually, I mean, it doesn't come down to that very often, but when it does, and that is scraping the bottom of the barrel for whatever your remaining things you have in your hand, or in this case, your dice, is /R. So I think he had a 6, so he basically had the best tiebreaker you could have had, whereas we might have only had a 4. So that stinks. He beat us on a tiebreaker. For 133, that was a lot. Yeah, got a little carried away there, because, like I was saying, thought that we had a good hand that first time round, but I also got a little carried away and forgot that, well, just because we win the first one doesn't necessarily mean we win the second one. So we are no longer terribly close to completing our... reaching our 5,000 coin threshold. I mean, we might be about to turn in enough quests to still pull it off, but we dug ourselves into a bit of a hole there. Okay, so... oh, and that's not actually who I wanted to talk to, even. The person I actually wanted to talk to was... What? Apparently in here, though? The downstairs, maybe? Did go in the right building. It seems, based on the quest indicator. Yep. Okay. So, say, you want to, like, give me... how many coins was that? 160 coins?
Lately, the Order of the Flaming Rose has become Vizima's chief center of power.
Indeed. It is kind of strange how the Order of the Flaming Rose, although technically not affiliated with the king, has become effectively the military.
I'm here about the notice.
Which one?
You have a ton of them. Yeah, so we don't have the claws. That's not what we were getting before. Definitely a ghoul
The
blood.
ghoul blood.
Bring 12 vials of blood as proof you killed the ghouls.
There you are.
Your reward.
How much? How much? 150? That is basically what we just lost from gambling. In addition to the... I think it's a little less, but we did also get 20 coins from one of those barrels there. So I think we more or less broke even after all that. It is still a little unfortunate. Because they could have been in the profits. Were there any of the contracts that we actually completed here that we should also turn into him? We have some Flutterfangs, but I think we don't quite have enough. Graviers... oh, okay, we do have Gravier stuff. Maybe we can still be in the profits.
I'm here.
Which one?
This
The
one.
Gravier bones.
Gravier.
I'll
Okay.
pay if you have 5.
Here they are.
Your gold.
How much for these? Is this the same? 200, okay. A little bit better. That's gonna be really close. Reaching 5,000. It is enough to reach 5,000. Okay, so that is amazing. Let's check if by any chance we've completed any of those other ones, although I don't think we have. Did bump into a cockatrice earlier in one of those caves, so we now have 2 feathers, I think. Not there yet. Need some progress there. As I said, the letter stuff were relatively close, but okay. The Hikikomors, I think we need the information from one of the books. Oh, and there's someone we can talk to, Ike, as well, so maybe go there, turn this in, then head over to the swamp area, swamp town, where we can talk to Vasca, because Vasca has a few things that we need to talk to her about. I think I want to do that before we check back in with Lou Garden. So I'm expecting that that is probably the primary thing. I mean, I know the Vasca stuff is also a main quest, but it seems as though the stuff with Vasca is less likely to move things along as quickly. There you are. I was going to say, I definitely heard you. It's supposed to be quick stance, but it really looks like group stance. We are swinging the sword all over the place.
Damn, it's hot in this thing.
Okay. What is the quickest way back to the temple quarter? Actually, quite close. Wait, really? Here? Hold on. No.
Damn,
Here?
it's hot in this thing.
What? Here. There we go. Also, these guys never stop showing up. Come on. Come on. Looks like it wants me to talk to it. Like it is getting confused, thinking that I'm trying to speak with the guard right next to me. No, I am trying to fight this monster that is directly in front of me. Thank you very much. It does seem like they tend to spawn next to these barrels for whatever reason. I seem to have noticed that tends to be the case. Can be a bit of a hint. But you know when and where you might want to expect them. You can also buy the chestplate while we're here, potentially. If the person is still out, the seller is 2 in the morning. So maybe that's not so likely. There's potentially a fletter here, which might be helpful if we are in fact just one fletter fang away from completing that contract. That could be a useful use of time. Not entirely sure, although I don't see one yet, I don't think, which would, to me, suggest that... Oh! Okay, there is something here. It is not what I expected to see here. Assuming the silver sword is better against you. Assuming the quick stance is better against you, but actually, let's try. Heavy. Whoa! Maybe that is the way to go. We dealt way more damage there. It seems like most of the time, the times when you're not supposed to use the quick, or when you're not supposed to use the heavy stance, is times when the monsters will basically evade many, if not all, of your attacks. Like that tended to happen with the Drowners and Drowned Dead. Is the salesman dude here? He's not. Darn it. Alright, that's fine. We can come back on another occasion. Hopefully, after turning in a few more quests with Vasca, we will, if anything, just gain more coins. So we'll have a little bit more of a buffer. We'll not drop below that 5,000 threshold. I would hope. So there have been some quests where we've been required to pay people off or purchase books, gain some knowledge, like the forensic science book. Oh, also this guy's just not going to be here at night. Half expecting one of the Hikikomor dudes to be here. Alright. Yes, we could stick around to fight that Drowner, but I think, in truth, we would be best served headed back to town and sleeping off the night somewhere, because most of the people that we need to talk to at the moment are not up. Shame on them, right? What else do you have better to do at 3 a.m., right? There is still a quest in not this building, but this building? Downstairs? I don't necessarily know if we are powerful enough yet to take down, what is it, like 4 Graviers. Reviers. Without any potions to assist us. I think we've since upgraded our steel sword damage. Not sure if we've done much else that would directly improve our performance relative to the last time we tried to do that. When we, quite frankly, weren't very close to being successful. Assuming there aren't any new notices here. Yeah. Just making sure. There's a chance there are new people in here, but I kinda doubt it. Oh, was it? Roy's one of the gambler dudes. He was the original professional who was like, I'm not going to face you yet because you're not good enough. But after what happened against our previous professional opponent, I think we would be best to hold off a little bit.
Damn it. Whatever you do, don't bet on the boxing. It's rigged. What do you want?
Like I was saying earlier, if anything, we want to be building a buffer,
5 or...
not spending way too much at the moment. Don't want to fall below that 5,000 threshold. This should allow us to now go after some of those people that we need to talk to. By go after, I mean talk to them peacefully. And get them to reward us for doing things that they asked us to do, not implying that we would fight them or anything like that.
Don't bet on the boxing. It's rigged.
Not to be confused with other Salamander people that we might go after. Also, I don't think we had much reason to talk to this guy other than maybe stashing a few things. We do have some, actually quite a bit of valuable jewelry that might be useful to turn in. By turn in, I mean sell somewhere. Turn in some of our alcohols as well. I mean, we are building up quite the stockpile of those. Keep a few for crafting bases, but I don't think we need many. The other, like explosives, crafting things. Okay, the Flutterfangs we're gonna hold on to. I do think we only need one more, because I think we needed 3 for the contract. Diamond dust, also gonna stockpile. Okay, I think that's pretty open. And you? I think that's pretty good. Okay. Now I think we can do several things. Buy the armor. We can sell much of those valuable things. I think we might actually want to do here as well, because I'm not sure there's anyone in the swamp area that will purchase them from us. Turn in all those quests.
Sir,
Can I have a look?
as you wish.
This thing. So relative to what we have, as 10% additional damage reduction, pain resistance, a little bit of bleed resistance, a little bit of incineration resistance, a little bit of poison resistance. Across the board, it is just objectively better. Is it worth 5,000 coins for that? Hard for me to say, because I don't know if we'd ever stumble across an excellent leather jacket of our own accord, in which case that would be really nice to save 5,000 coins, but given just how expensive this is, I kind of have my doubts. This would also be nice to pick up at some point. Again, get the big thing first. There we go. Because once we've done that, it's a lot easier to save up for those.
Bargain, that's rubbish.
A lot easier to save up for those middle ground type things. Can we actually stash this chest plate and sell it? One that we had previously? I don't know if we need to make room for it or anything. Because all the weapons we did not have enough room to stash in our satchel here. I would think it's probably the same thing for you. Yeah. It's not the right shape. Okay, so let's sell our other valuables now so that we're not sitting on like 59 coins or something like that.
Now I know why my bones hurt so much.
Now I know why my bones hurt so much.
Can't train any harder than this.
I'm looking for... Actually, you eventually. But that might be more for purchasing things. I'm mostly looking to sell things to you.
What can I...
Namely, this for 50. Doubles our coin count. This more than doubles it. And just want to make sure that none of this stuff has any other plot significance. I mean, it shouldn't. I don't think. Most of that stuff should end up in quest items. Oh, that not work? I mean, most of them are just things that are giftable. But we're not about that lifestyle. So there we go. We're now sitting on 669, which is, I mean, certainly not as much as we had before, but we're not broke. So we could, for example, buy that meteorite from the order salesman dude. We could potentially buy a book from the antiquary. But I think I'm gonna hold off just a little bit longer and see how many coins we can get from turning in those other quests.
And his knight stood pretty as a
Again, so that we're not hanging on, 100 or less coins and potentially hitting a roadblock where we soon run into one of those quest missions where we have to purchase certain things before we can progress.
So much.
So that would be unfortunate. We had to go back and I guess maybe if we're that desperate, we could go and fight some of the guys in one of the inns, and it's usually good for about 100 coins each round if you do in fact fight everyone.
Like the look of me.
So if we get that low, I might consider that, but you are someone we need to talk to.
Witcher?
I've been to the swamp. I may have recovered your family ring.
Many thanks.
Oh,
Here
that's
is
not
your
the one that we
reward.
just sold, was it?
Farewell.
Okay, good. And the reward is 100. Okay, so again, not amazing, although we did gain a level, so that is very good. There is the ferryman. I mean, percentage-wise, it's still a pretty big improvement relative to what we have at the moment, so I'll take it for sure.
Take me to the other.
Times are...
Does help to cover the cost
many
of
times?
this. Granted, 5 coins. If we're below 5 coins, then we are in serious trouble. Hopefully, we will never be at the point where we cannot afford to travel to and from this place. We do now have... What is Carmen doing here?
A real
What?
downpour. I had to come here.
What's
What?
wrong?
I can't bring myself to say it.
You seem distressed and scared. Maybe I can help, but you'll have to tell me what's wrong.
My man... He's sick. I have to help him before it's too late. He's a werewolf, and I don't want him killed.
Werewolves are tough to kill, and witchers don't always kill monsters. Whenever possible, we lift curses and spells. How are you planning to help him?
Fat Sophie told me the druids may have a potion I could buy.
That's
Okay.
possible.
Witcher?
If we have to buy it, then we don't really have a lot of coins to do that. That's kind of what I was saying before. Swamp's too dangerous. That would make a lot of sense.
The
Mostly
swamp's
this.
too dangerous. I'll ask the druids for medicine for you.
Thank you. I'll wait at home. The building opposite the tavern in the slums.
Yeah, I know where to find you. But also, Beauty and the Beast. Oh dear. Also, am I paying for this thing on your behalf? Because that's not so cool. Like, you would think that you'd be like, hey, it costs X number of coins, here's X number of coins, plus maybe a delivery charge, or delivery bonus, I guess you could say, for you, for, basically being my Amazon person. Vasca. Also, probably shouldn't have pulled out my sword. You could, maybe put it away.
What?
Both these things.
I found your missing child.
I thank you, White Wolf.
He's hard to understand.
It has been said, whosoever understands the Lords will be solitary among the crowd, for their thoughts flow like the deep waters.
So he's supposed to be that way.
From a drowned woman born, he
Oh.
shall lead those who walk the Lord's path to the underwater kingdom.
I'm glad to help.
What?
I think. Also
I
this?
freed all the brickmakers. They confirmed Salamandra's evil deeds.
I thank you for your bravery. If you are to destroy the bandits, seek the Hierophant in the grove. The druids are watching Salamandra.
Did see that guy recently.
I know how best to reward you. I bestow upon you the Water Lord's blessing.
Oh,
You may bathe in the holy waters of the swamp and rejoice.
do we
I feel-
want to do that?
Truly honored for who is greater than the Water Lords?
Hymns of Madness and Despair? That doesn't sound very pleasant.
Wonderful downpour. Wonderful.
Okay. An occult tome about dormant underwater gods. Okay. I think we are officially part of the cult now. Tell you, when the sleeper awakens, dawn will come for the children of the deep. Tell you, it is I. I am the doom of the world. I am its hope. Doom and hope tend not to go hand in hand, but okay. The unjust walk a straight path. My paths are unknown. The lips of the unjust are caked with filth. I am the cleansing. The unjust bow before false lords will be tramped into the ground. Who is above the lords? Book adds entries. The bestiary? Ingredient sections internal? Really? Oh, I thought that's a dragon for a second. I got very concerned. Don't know what Dagon or Dagon or dragon without an R really means. Okay, so we are supposed to go to the druids, and for a couple of things, actually. That works pretty well, I think. You guys could just... Helpful? Let me do... John's body? Huh? Okay. What I actually kind of wanted to do is like... What is that highlighted? Or are we supposed to go there to cleanse ourselves in the waters of the Water Lords? Something like that? It seemed like you only gave me a reward for one of those quests. I got the book, but I didn't get anything else. Oh dear, game crashing, question mark? Okay, so confirmed, the game crashed, we relaunched, and unfortunately, turns out that our most recent save was a ways back. So we're back in the trade quarter. Does kind of stink. But we know what to do now. That is, if we could swing our sword and actually hit anything. One could argue that we knew what to do. Okay, so let's check quest-wise what we have and have not completed. See just how far along we are here. Have we turned in the contracts? I think we have here, because I'm not seeing Ghoul contract or the Gravier contract. That's a good sign. We appear to have done that. We do, of course, need to go back to the swamp area. Got a lot more of these guys. Gonna need to go back to the swamp area. Gonna need to potentially purchase the nice chestplate again if we choose to do that. We can see if we have wasted our money on the gambling. Although I think we have, because we did that before we turned in all the quests, right? Just above 5,000. Oh, yeah. That's what we were at. After we wasted the money, but then got money back from turning in the quests. Okay, any other friends? Or can we go to the temple quarter now, please, and thank you?
Duty calls.
Indeed. Yeah, so we will take a quick nap at the inn again, I think, because, as we saw before, we do need to sleep away a little bit of time before people will start coming back. Waking up and start selling us things, start allowing us to turn in our quests and all that stuff. So we'll do that quickly. Turn in and purchase those things again. And then maybe the Water Lords just didn't want us to bathe in their cleansing waters. Maybe we were unworthy after all. But there's only one way to know for sure, and that is to try it again and see if they continue to rebuke our efforts. We shall see. Okay. Go here. Might have stashed some things earlier. Yeah, I think we did. Oh, we also sold a bunch of things. That's right. So, I will stash things that take up a lot of space. Oh, come on. Come on. Don't control quick. Tends to be the easy thing to do. Oh, there was an explosive stuff. Or a couple of explosives that we had that we could have used against those bosses when we were fighting Salamandra. Oh well. We were successful, after all. We didn't technically need it. But good to know that that is now still an option. We also have not read this yet. Forgot about that. That gives us a few crafting bases, things that we can sell once people start waking back up. Let's read this. Contains the formula for a potion made with werewolf fur. Potion unlocks the ability to acquire a dexterity upgrade when consumed. Ooh. I mean, we now know that there is going to be a werewolf in the not-so-distant future that, at least theoretically, we would prefer not to kill, but sometimes things happen, right? So, hard to know. Ooh, that could be useful for us to hold on to. Potion. Immediately restore some life. Other than that, I think most of the stuff we have in here is just for crafting purposes. We actually have 50 beggar tip? That's crazy. I mean, I did make a committed effort to pick up more on the assumption that it was going to be really rare. But then it started to become not so rare, and we started to accumulate a lot of it. Other than that, any other things? Celandine, we have a fair bit of. I think this comes from Downers, so we'll probably pop into, or find ourselves with a lot more of it in the near future. But, okay, I think we have enough space. Make that work. Rest off a little bit.
Damn it.
A little bit of time, that is.
5 orans.
Rest off a little bit of time. So that we can make it today. Complete our errands. And then make it over to the druid camp where we assume we will find the werewolf at, well, be able to talk to the druids about getting some sort of potion for the werewolf. Whether or not we'll actually run into the werewolf himself along the way remains to be seen. Purchase some things. We'll sell some things. You, by any chance, do you have a sale this time round? Because that would be nice. We also can confirm that we are not able to pick up the old chest plate. Helpful as that might have been to be able to make a little bit of coin off of that. We also, despite having purchased this chest plate last time, I mean, we might have bought like 1 or 2 enemies, but I don't really think we got the chance to test it out much. So I am curious to see how much of a difference it makes.
What?
You are the person that we will sell a bunch of stuff to. You've confirmed. Oh, here's the city guard ring, which is one of those things that I was questioning, although it's not technically a quest item. Is there ever a scenario in which we might use this as a signet to let us in and out of certain areas, although we do have the passes to do that now, so I guess the primary reason why we might have wanted that is no longer necessary. No longer all that valuable to us, so we'll just sell like crazy. And yeah, back up to the same number we had before. We're not going crazy. We haven't done anything totally different this time around. That's further confirmation that we did turn in all the quests in the trade district, and we did gamble away fair sum of money. But we'll make it back soon enough. Get 100 here. Vasco will give us weird books that may or may not have any significant value to us.
A little fornication?
You are the one I would like to talk to.
Witcher,
I've been to the swamp.
many thanks.
I'm going to skip through this a little bit.
Lords, grant me patience.
This is going to be enough for the level as well, because it was previously. It was. Okay, very nice.
Transport.
Take me to
This, do this,
Ready.
how many?
this, and skip this. We will find Carmen here, I assume.
Good,
She'll
sir.
still be here.
Do you need a boat?
He's hiding behind the tree.
What's wrong?
Okay.
You
You
see
know.
My man, he's a
werewolf.
fat.
He is a werewolf.
Witcher?
Yep. And we
The
will ask them
swamp's
for the
too
medicine,
dangerous.
although
Thank
it's a
you.
little tempted to go a slightly different route, slightly different phrasing that time, see if we could potentially get her to pay up for us. It does seem a little rude. Just have us front all the money for her.
What?
Lots of things.
I
Missing
found a
child.
missing child.
I thank you, White Wolf.
He's hard to understand.
It has been said. Who's
So
And I'm gonna skip
I'm
this.
glad.
What?
I've heard it. I'm kind of curious
Farewell.
which one of those things gave us which reward. It's like turning in the child gave us nothing, but it's freeing
I freed
the
all the
brickmakers, or brickmakers, not
confirmed
masters.
Salamandra's evil deeds.
I thank
That's the
you
thing
for
that
your
gave us the
bravery.
actual book
If you are to
reward,
destroy the bandits, seek.
I'll do
and
I-
maybe
I
the
feel-
also bathing in the Waterlords thing, if that's actually something of note. So let's see. Do this. Get the Dagon stuff. Not to be confused with dragon. And we rest, if it will let us, at this fireplace. I think that's what it's pointing us to. Do that or the Ferrymaster for Ferryman. I mean, at the very least, it allows us to allocate some skill points, so that's not bad. That's all it amounts to. Most of this stuff here requires mutagens. But we have the poison resistance that we picked up a while ago, in addition to the 10% poison resistance that we got from the new chestplate that we just bought. So I am curious to see just how powerful collectively those things are. Ooh, base sign intensity. That would be kind of helpful. Universally improves all signs, although this is definitely the one that we use most often. This would increase the angle and the intensity. I do kind of like that. Does it increase the amount of endurance that it costs? I think so. 15, it still says 15. It will cost 20 once we do this. That's maybe kind of notable. Wait, what? How is this 270 degrees, but this is 90? Huh? Huh? Is that like the full thing goes 270 degrees, but within that 270 there's a much smaller angle than the 90 that has much greater intensity? That may have always been the case here. You see there's that difference here where it's always been 180, 90, 180, 90. Only here does this one go up to 270 and then 90. That might explain why on some occasions we've used the skill and not had enemies actually get knocked down. So that would explain some things. We also do not have fast silver up to rank 3. I think that's a pretty notable thing that we ought to do, because we are using this very, very often. So I think I'd actually prefer doing that. Although we do have 2 silvers, I'm now realizing, which might mean that we could start doing some of these additional ones on the sword stuff. I tend to prefer the sword stuff, I think, because those are just your bread and butter, it seems, whereas the signs are complementary for the most part. So, in a normal fight, you aren't going to need to use signs very often. What do we only have 1 silver left. Do we prefer steel? Do we prefer silver? I think we might be due for a lot more fights with Salamandra soon. So I might actually prefer silver, or rather steel, in the near future. And they have a pretty diverse mix of fast and strong enemies. A little hard to tell what the correct direction in which to go is. I think maybe go in the strong route, and this is just our hardcore damage route, where the strong stance already deals more damage. Let's pile on top of that even more and see if we can get as much damage as possible for basically what is a single target setup, where we can isolate enemies, fight them one at a time, then we can deal a lot of damage in strong steel stance. We do have a little bit of bronze stuff going on too. Have we outdated this? We have, okay. We've done all that stuff. I think this other stuff, we probably... Ooh. No, let's just place the power twice a day. That's fine. I have no idea what this does. Although, it does look like a wyvern. I am curious. It may be junk. I honestly don't know. But I think now with this last one, let's pick something that is sign related and remind me which one is which. This the one that makes enemies fight each other, I think. Uses hex resistance. Does that basically mean that it will work on more enemies? Otherwise, this one is the trap one, I think. Yeah, this is the trap one. I think this is the convert a friend, or a foe to a friend. This is the shield, this is the fire, and this is the knockback. So I think the ones that I like the most are knockback, as we've been talking about, the fire, and the potentially conversion one, although we haven't experimented with that one much. Let's do that. Okay, and then let's just meditate for an hour. I don't know if the Water Lords have anything else they want to bestow upon us. Maybe not. Oh, our guest. Ooh, maybe here. Fought all these guys many times before. Can't help but feel like it said that they were going to tell us about monsters that we haven't encountered yet. And I was hoping that that would give us some useful information. Apparently not. Okay, so I'm going to rush forward to the Druid camp, I think, and maybe just run by all this other stuff for the time being. Not sure there's much else that we really need to do here at the moment. We had more information about some of the other types of monsters, the ones that we actually do still need to fight. You are an Econops, aren't you? I think we do need to fight you. Don't really want to do quick. I more so want... Silver Strong, I think is the way to go. Wow, we deal a lot more damage than the last time we fought one of these guys. That was comparatively quite easy. So this is not the power plant, in case you were wondering. I think that is the last one we needed. Yeah, it is. That's largely why I wanted to do that. I thought that we needed just one more to complete that contract. Is this the place with the cockatrices in it? Might also be of interest if that is true. I feel like it was. That's another contract that we need. it was. I could get just one of your attention. Come on. Come on. This one that's making the rounds, ideally. Just want to fight one of you. Just one of you. Surely you can see me right now. One of you. Fighting one of you. How can you not see me? It's going to say. Yes, now I want to separate you from the group enough that we don't actually need to fight two at once. You did hit me, though. I think now's the time to actually engage. We know we're supposed to use Quick Stance with Silver Sword. That's there. How are we doing on damage? We're doing okay compared to how much damage we're taking. We also can't see anything, of course. But this is not terribly difficult, other than, of course, our inability to see anything. I mean, look at that. We barely took any damage. That wasn't so bad. I mean, granted, I would prefer if you kept the sword out, Geralt. Okay, this guy's coming for us. Again, want to retreat a little bit. You are still chasing me? Yeah. Just make sure that we are keeping this fight as simple as possible, because it is manageable. It's just one at a time. Previously, there was some really good loot in here. We have looted it before we finished Act 2. This. Oxen. In addition to the cockatrice feathers, the thing that we're actually supposed to get for the quest. Contract. There are multiple cockatrices here. This is the place where we found the valuable stuff. I don't think this is... Well, 50% chance of leading is a lot. This also has pinging, slightly lower chance of leading, and precise hit. Damage-wise, minus 20% versus 8 to 22. I don't really know what to make of that difference. This is where we originally found one of the signs. I don't remember which one. The wolf there as well? Yeah, I think we got the wolf's attention too. It's not ideal, but I don't think the wolf is terribly strong, so I can live with it. Also, the wolf is trapped behind the cockatrice at the moment, so I think we lucked out. Jump for the gun. Now the wolf is also attacking us. Kinda tried to hit the wolf with that, but so be it. There we go. Simple enough. How many feathers do we need? Okay, I was gonna say. There we go. Try fighting one more of them. Seems as though that should be... Ugh, what the heck are you doing, Geralt? There might still be one more in here. By the looks of things, there's one more in the corner there. I don't know if we actually turn in the crafting items when we hand in the contract and get the reward for it. I don't remember. But supposedly, crafting materials from these guys is pretty valuable. If we could avoid doing that, that would be kind of nice. It's also partially why I'm deliberately trying to make sure that we, this. One of the cockatrices fight a wolf? So I thought there was still one over here? You startled me, and you continue to startle me. Sorry if I made you a little dizzy there. We might have actually confirmed that steel swords work slightly better on wolves. We are... What the heck? That's new. Oh, hello. Plus a cockatrice here, too. Probably should have focused on you. You're gonna deal much more damage. That backflip is pretty sweet, not gonna lie. More of you. Taking small enough damage that we should be okay to take you on right now, because I'm assuming you're gonna run up to us. Yeah. I mean, I did advance a bit on you. But still. That didn't really do what I wanted to do. Ideally, you time it such that you're hitting him with the side right as he's jumping up into the air, doing his flying moves. There are several more of you. Maybe I miscalculated a bit. Still looking okay right now. That guy is probably going to come close enough to see us. Not sure if that did anything. There are lots of remains here, though, so I do really feel like these cockatrices are fighting the wolves and killing them. Whoa! Yep, because we're seeing the wolves showing up here and there. Come on, come on. Yeah, come on. There we go. That's the cockatrice we just took down, but we only fought one wolf here, and yet there are 2 sets of wolf remains. This is probably one of the wolves that we fought, because this was previously more or less just a wolf cave. What is over here? This is apparently the way out, which I thought led roughly to where the Druid camp was. Like, here you see these are wolf remains, and we absolutely did not fight a wolf here. What is Islokhive? Xylokhive? Also, kind of looks like the cockatrices are guarding whatever that is. And our HP is a little bit low. Oh, mutilated corpse. Fantastic. So, I'm gonna just... Have any food? I'll quickly eat some of that. I think we probably got rid of the vast majority of it. Yeah. I mean, we could take 1 cockatrice for sure. But taking on 3 would be tough. So yeah. Let's try to make sure it is just you. Also, pulling out the sword does tend to help. That's what we were going for there. Oh, except now you're not choosing to attack it even when it was vulnerable, so it kind of defeated the purpose of knocking it down to begin with, but in theory, that's the route you're supposed to take, I think. Okay, so we did not have the cleanest of fights there, but continuing to stockpile the feathers, and now there's at least only 2 cockatrices left, it seems. No, I said that before, but that looks like it's just a different kind of plant that we have yet to see. Maybe? Yeah, I would think that fighting 2 of the cockatrices at once might be a little more than we can handle. We did fight them 1 at a time here, then we could probably manage. Make sure that other guy isn't joining the fight. I don't think he is. Alright, but also, swinging the sword. Geralt, please swing the sword. Uh-oh. This is not what I wanted. See if we can retreat a little bit and make sure that we, no, we well and truly have 2 of them now. You seem to be stunned. I think we may have killed you, yeah, the follow-up move. So maybe that did still work in that case. Even though it didn't look like the usual dramatic leap on top of them for the finishing blow type of thing. I think we might have, escaped this one relatively unscathed. How much of a difference is the armor making? I mean, hard to say. These would normally be pretty difficult enemies. It does look like this is a new type of mushroom here. Oh, quest item? Rare hallucinogenic mushroom. Oh, okay. Well, seems as though we were potentially going to have to come down here. Either figure out some things about what's happening with the Fizztech production, or possibly even for the werewolf things. Might be that it turns out they need that material for it. Here, take everything to the torch. It would lead us out. I would think with no enemies. Let me verify. No, this is back where we came from. Hold on. Explore this corner real quick because it was showing up blank on our map. Yeah, that's where we came from, is it not? Back to where we were just looking? I think this might just be a dead end. For some reason, I thought that it came out the other side near the druid camp, but maybe not. Apparently, I'm just making that up. This would be the way out. If there was an actual pathway through there, but there's not. So alas, we do need to backtrack, and it might be that we start running into a few wolves at the very least, maybe even cockatrices. Have to see. How quickly do they respawn? This case, not quite quickly enough. Will they come back here, though? Possibly. No, it appears as though we lucked out. Assuming this is the way out. Indeed. Alright, so I think that's a good place to wrap up for this episode, because I'm not entirely sure what exactly we completed there, but apparently that was a quest item that we needed. So hopefully, fairly soon, we will figure out exactly why that is necessary. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time.